voilà Arsene Lupin.
Mesdames et messieurs, bonsoir. Aussi, vous avez fait même, mesdames et messieurs, ce soir, il est tranquille ici, et les émissions par ici. Merci. Madame,
I can do magic with a lot of things. I can even do magic with this if you would like. not very easy to see it until you squeeze, but as soon as you squeeze, of course, it turns into a silver dollar. If I squeeze again, I get another silver dollar. If I squeeze again, I get another silver dollar.
How do you do that?
Like this, see? And you get money. So I'll do the first illusion with these 4 silver dollars. I mean, these are the real things.
America.
Close enough. So we'll use 1, 2, 3, 4 coins for the first illusion. All I have to do is snap my fingers and the coins vanish the same way that we produced them. Well, the same place this one's going to go. I'll do it again. I'll do it 4 times because a lot of times when you see it only once, it's difficult to follow it. The second coin, all I do is this. Of course, the second coin vanishes the exact same way. Coin number 3, all I do is snap, and the third coin vanishes. Coin number 4, just a blow. And all 4 coins vanish. Of course, I could reach into my elbow and pull the first coin out. That's the first coin that we made disappear. So it's the first coin that we made come back. Now, you can do other things with them, not just produce them and make them disappear. I could take a coin like this and put a slit through my hand and push that coin straight through the hand. See? I'll do it again. Straight through the hand. That's coin number 1. Coin number 2 goes into the pocket. Coin number 3, again, comes right out of the elbow. That's 3 coins back, but the 4th coin, just a snap. That's all 4 coins back. That was the first thing that I wanted to show you. It's called the 4 coin routine because it uses 4 coins. I'm not very clever with titles, but I like the things that happen to them. And I'm going to this time add 1 or 2 cards. These are kind of nice. The cards that we use really aren't that important, so we'll use, and it just so happens that these turned out to be 2 of a kind, we use 2 3s. And I can cover any of the coins that I'd like. I think I'll cover these 2, the 2 corner. You can keep a close eye on that coin, and of course you can keep a...
Yes, I will.
That's what I call a close eye. No, but I'll tell you what, if you look that close, you might miss what happens to this coin, see? So all I have to do is snap, and that coin vanishes. Now there's there's a difference between becoming invisible and really disappearing. Now see, this one didn't really disappear. It traveled invisibly down below the card that you were looking so closely. See? So now that's 2 coins there.
I still worship.
See? So I'll do it again for you with this coin. Give you another chance. Just like that. That coin vanishes. And when it reappears, it of course goes underneath this card. That leaves 3 coins there and 1 card. But now you know what's going to happen. You know this coin is going to vanish and reappear right up here. So you know where it's going to happen, and you know what's going to happen.
But not when.
Oh, I'll tell you when. I'll tell you when. I'll do it at the count of 3.
Okay.
So here's what you should be doing.
There I watched.
At the count of 1, you should be getting ready because this coin's going to travel up here. The count of 2, it's actually going to be on its way. It may be about right here. And at the count of 3, this coin is going to appear right up here. You ready?
Yes, okay.
At the count of 3. 1. You should be getting ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
At the count of 2, on its way. 3, it's arrived. That's all 4 coins in the upper left-hand corner.
Can you do that again?
I'll tell you what I will do. I'll do let me do something different for you because we've done several things with cards. With coins, I mean. Let's try something with cards this time, but make sure the cards are well mixed. I want you to trust me on this one.
You want me to shuffle?
Don't trust him.
Yeah, you can shuffle them.
Don't trust him.
No. He's an American.
No.
Don't mix them, but you can shuffle them. No, just kidding. Yeah, give them a good mixing. Ah, you're a real professional. I hate to play poker with you.
Here you go, sir.
So you're satisfied.
Very.
And I need as fair a selection as we can possibly do. And I think the fairest way to do that is to go through the card. Let me give the cards just a bit of a shuffle to make certain that everything is fair because I saw the bottom card. I'm going to go through like this. Anytime you want, just touch any card.
This one.
That's the one.
Yes.
Okay, take a good look. You see it? People in TV land. And a fair selection. Mix the cards if you would. Great.
She's good at that, isn't she?
She looks wonderful.
French shuffle.
A French shuffle. A Russian shuffle.
Huh?
You know the Russian shuffle?
No.
She's the Russian shuffle. See? Get it? One card, Russian. Well, okay. So much for the jokes. Well, there's only one or two things that's important for you to know, and it's not on the bottom. That's not your card.
Shall I tell you?
Well, it's not, is it?
No, it's not.
And it's not on the top.
No.
That's all that's important with the deck. There are two other things that's important. One thing that's important now, you remember the card?
Yes.
Is the handkerchief, which acts as the working surface. And we need only one other thing, and it's a razor. Did you? I know.
I don't think so.
Here, I brought one. I brought one with me.
Easy.
Yes. Well, it's an electric, you see?
Oh, something new.
Yes, an electric razor. Be careful though when you touch it. See? See? Wait. I'll do it. I'll handle it because you must be very careful. It was recharging. Okay? Can you see what's inside?
Yes, okay.
Yeah, no surprise.
No.
We'll place it here.
Okay.
Very good. I'm going to attempt to place that razor blade right next to the card that you had just selected. And I'm not going to have any cop-outs. I'm not going to say top or bottom. It will be definitely on top of the card which you had selected. So I think
No
right
way.
here.
No
Don't
way.
worry.
It'd be a good trick if it was, wasn't
What,
it?
you think you're a magician?
Yeah. It was the Eight of Clubs, of course, right?
No.
The card was not the Eight of Clubs.
No.
Oh, well, no problem. I'm a professional. Watch. I just shake like this. And it travels down through the deck. It was above the Eight of Clubs. It is now above the Jack of Hearts, which was, of course, the selected card.
the
Not the
selected
same. No, not to worry. Just another shake. And it passes down through the deck, past the Jack of Hearts, past the King of Clubs, past the Ten of Diamonds, all the way down through and landing on top of the Five of Spades, which was the...
Not the selected card.
No, I knew, because it just passed. Just passed it. What was the card you selected?
Can you tell him?
Tell him.
Four of Hearts.
Now, in that case, it... Oh,
Did it pass away?
no, see? It's passed down through every card in the deck until it did, look, except for the one card. Is your heart in your throat? Was it the Four of Hearts?
Hey!
Selected
How
card?
do you do that?
Well, one of the first things that magicians they want to know, usually, is how to control cards. And, well, I mean, not any card, but the aces. So the problem is, how, starting from any card, how is it possible to cut the deck and to get one of the aces? But it can be done. Well, now I've been using the deck face down, but maybe I can explain myself better if I keep the deck face up. Just a matter of cutting the deck anywhere, and you easily get one of the aces. So red, a black one, and well, it's no longer a surprise now. You know, it doesn't matter where I stop. Wherever I stop, I get one of the aces. So one, well, this looks like a mistake. It is a mistake, unless you do something like that, and actually you get the card you need. To be fair, there is actually a reason because of which magicians they want to learn how to control cards like so, and is that when you are able to do that, the next thing you learn usually is how to make money. And this is something quite interesting. You know, these are American halves, silver halves dollars. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4 halves dollars. And there is something peculiar with these 4 coins, and is that in this way, the first coin just goes across. So I can try that again if you wish. I mean, they look all the same. Actually, they are not. This is the running coin. This is the jumping coin. It just jumps across. Well, of course, now you know what it is going to happen, so I will do that again just in a slightly different manner. I mean, I will take the first coin, I will add the second one, and anyway, they both go across. Okay, so far so well. And well, there is also something interesting I want to tell you about the halves dollars, and is that these coins actually they are worth money. And this is the most interesting part of the routine, usually. But there is also something else I want to tell you about these coins. At the very beginning, I told you these coins are made by silver. And there is a way to check if these were real silver. I mean, if it were real silver and I put them in my fist and I squeeze them, they melt in a coin that is bigger, but always silver. And this is quite interesting. Also interesting that if you manage them correctly, you can break them to get the original 2 coins. Well, I think I told you everything I know about coins so far. And actually, it's important the way you deal with the coins, you handle them. Is that if I have one coin and I put in my hand and I squeeze it, it vanishes completely. So it's not so difficult to make one coin vanish. You just leave it there, you squeeze the hand, and the coin vanishes. It looks like a mistake, but it's not a mistake. I just forgot one thing, and it is this one. It looks like a pen, but can be used as a magic wand. I mean, if I just leave the coin in the end and I touch the coin with the pen, the coin vanishes. And every time I leave the coin there and I touch with the pen, the coin vanishes. So the point could be now how to make a coin trick without coins, unless you could get the first, the second, and the third one back again. But at the beginning, I told you something to be done with cards and coins. At 4 cards and 1, 2, 3. Wait a moment. And in this way, 4 coins, much better. I need 4 coins because I must put them in a square, and 4 cards to cover the coins. So I've not shown you the cards again, but you remember they are the aces. Furthermore, it's not so important the value of the cards. What it is important is that each card covers one of the coins. And in this way, one coin moves. So I can try that again. I mean, I just leave there and there like so, and in that way, the coins, they moves. Now, the last one. Of course, you know what it is going to happen. I mean, you know that these coins must leave its spot to join to the other. So I will do that, just in a slightly different manner. I mean, I just keep them under the cards. All right, very good. And the last one, in a different way, I just let the coin drop. It drops. And of course, the 4 coins all to... Wait a moment. Well, it's not the first time I've done this, and it never works.
Well, right now, I would like to explain to you how all card tricks are done. I can explain them in one word. One word is control. That's all that happens. The magician controls the cards. Allow me to demonstrate. Would you help me with this one? Mm-hmm. What I need to do is to have one card that we will control. Any card, and because I'm going to have you sign the front of the card, it might be a good idea to get something other than a picture card. A number card would be best. So name any card you'd like, and that's one we'll use. It's up to you.
2 of hearts.
Ah, one of my personal favorites. There's the 2 of hearts, and would you please, in big, bold letters, sign your name, your first name on the front side of the card. That'll be perfect. Excellent, nice and big. Now, the reason I have the card spread face upwards is so that you can see that that is the only 2 of hearts in the entire deck. Sometimes I demonstrate this mystery and people say, oh, well, obviously you have duplicate cards, but that's the only one. Even if I did have a duplicate 2 of hearts, of course, that's the only one with your name on the front. Okay? Now what happens is the magician says, put the card back into the deck, and that's where he cheats. I'll show you what I mean. It goes in, I'll shuffle them up. Man, you haven't blinked once. That's good. So it really is hopelessly lost. The card is not on the bottom or next to the bottom. I mean, it could have been, but it would have been just coincidence. Or the top. It's not near the top. If I want your card, I just snap the fingers and it will rise to the top all by itself. That's the mystery. Now in slow motion, it looks like this. The 2 of hearts goes into the center of the deck, about halfway down. All I have to do is snap the fingers. That's all it takes. The card will rise to the top position, and it works every single time. Now, in slow motion, it looks like this. It really goes in, but I'll put it in from the front. Now, obviously, if I do not snap my fingers, it will not rise up to the top of the deck. In fact, it won't even be next to the top. It stays in the middle until I do the secret move. The secret move is nothing more than a snap of the finger, and it's up on the top once again. Now, anybody can do this. In fact, would you do me a small favor? Lift off about half of the pack. Perfect. Cover it up yourself. Put all those cards on top. Take the entire deck out of my hands. Just snap your fingers. Perfect. You're a natural. Turn over the top card. If it worked, bow to your thunderous applause. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a winner. Watch the card very closely. Not yet. It goes into the middle, but to be even more fair, I will place it in the middle of all of these cards, then all of these into the middle of all of these cards. Now it's hopelessly lost until, of course, I snap the fingers. Then it jumps back up to the top once again, cleverly disguising itself on the way. No, perhaps the deck didn't hear me. Here, let me start again. There's the 10. If I snap it like this and give it a little squeeze, it turns into the 2 of hearts. Are there any questions up to this point? See, I'm just making it up as I go along.
Can't even feel it move.
Yeah, that's right. And she knows, because you tried, didn't you? You felt it?
I didn't.
You didn't? Look, I'll tell you what I'll do this time. I will push the card forward about halfway. I won't use the whole deck. I'll just cover it with a few cards. Just a few like that. I'll push it in, give a little snap. It jumps to the top. But actually, this is not the top of the deck. See, this is considered the top of the bottom half. The top of the deck would be this part over here. So watch the top of the deck, and you'll see it every single time. You really will. Oh. I have an idea. To make this easier to follow, I will eliminate half of the pack. I won't even use those. Just half of the deck. In fact, would you take this yourself? All I'm going to do is riffle down the corner. Anytime you'd like, just say stop. I will stop, and I'll let you put the card in yourself.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Face down. Anytime.
Stop.
Perfect. Face down like that. Watch. No moves, no tricks, no manipulations. It is not on the bottom. It is not on the top. It stays in the middle until I snap the fingers. Then it jumps up to the top once again. Now, I'm going to push it in with one finger because I really want you to see it. It goes in the middle. That's about halfway down. With one finger, I'll push it in. Watch. So you do a little snap. It jumps up to the top once again. Now let me do this again. It goes in the middle. I'll turn this face up. That way you can see it's not on the top yet. Not until I do the secret move. See, here's the secret move, a little tap and a snap, and it's back on top. Now when you do this, you can do it in slow motion. Just place it on the table, cover it with all of these cards, snap. It still jumps up to the top of the deck. It's always on the top. But I have an idea. To make this even easier to follow, tell you what I'm going to do. I will eliminate a few more cards. I will eliminate all of these. That's all I can do. Now that's as few as I can use and still be able to place the card into the middle of the deck. Now it's a very thin deck, but the principle is the same. It goes in the middle. It's sandwiched in from above and below until I push it like this. Snap the fingers, it jumps to the top. I'll do this again. There's the card. It goes in the middle between the other 2 cards until I snap the fingers, and then of course it jumps to the top position. Now, sometimes when I do this, I cheat. Once I did this, and I did cheat by accident. I didn't place it in the middle. Instead, I actually put it on the bottom of the packet. That's okay. I snapped. It still jumps up to the top. It just had to go through 2 cards. And this works in anybody's hands. In fact, would you put your hand out like this? Like a table. Watch closely. There is the card. Face down, off the top, into your hand. I will cover it with these cards. I'll even spread them out. All you have to do is snap your fingers. Perfect. That's good. Turn over the top card. Let everybody see. We have another winner. Wow. You know, there may be some suspicious folks out there. Quite honestly, there's only 2 ways that this can be done, or 2 categories of methods. One is it could be sleight of hand. Another is it could be a trick. That is to say, maybe before the show I had you sign a duplicate 2 of hearts. That's not the case. So just to make this card extra unique, perhaps you'd care to help out. Would you put your initials or your signature on the front of the card as well? What we're going to do is have several people sign the card. That way we know there's no possible chance of having a duplicate. And to make sure that I'm not using any sleight of hand, what I'm going to do is wrap the deck with rope. Please do. Watch very closely. I'm going to sleight of hand proof the pack. And the best way to do that is to wrap it up with rope. Now, there's no way to perform sleight of hand with a deck that has been wrapped with rope. I know because I've tried. It just cannot be done. Many have tried, and several were seriously injured in the attempt. Look at that. That puppy's all tied up. Now, that's sleight of hand proofed. Is there a card out there? Oh, no, please, please. Enjoy. Relax. And just for fun, would you sign the card as well? And sign it on the back. On the back, just in case. That's good. Any kind of identifying mark will be fine. And let's have that back. Oh, look at that. There's no way I could have a duplicate of that puppy. So, the deck has been sleight of hand proofed with the rope. And the card has been signed by what? 20, 30 people. And to make it even more unique, let's tear off a corner. How about like that? I think that should be pretty convincing. That is the only one. The deck has been sleight of hand proofed. The card that's been signed by 20 or 30 people goes into the center of the deck, and that really is the middle, isn't it? That really is. I haven't cheated yet, but it's coming up. Watch. I'd like to see this one myself. That is the middle of the deck. It does go in. Is that still in the middle? Still the signed card?
Yeah.
Watch. Inside. All the way. Not yet? Hasn't gone through yet. Watch. 2 of hearts. All the way in. Look. All I have to do is snap the fingers. Yes, I felt it. You'll have to take my word for it, but I did. I felt it. One card rises to the top. Can you take a little peek under there? That is definitely the top card. It is signed on the front. It is signed on the back. And just for those who are extra suspicious, it has the missing corner. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the mystery of the ambitious card.
Bonsoir. Bonsoir. Je suis Rose. Ne me laissez pas. Approchez-vous. Plus près. Ce verre m'a fait tourner la tête. C'est étrange. Je me sens devenir femme.
So you are going to select a card. So please say stop when you want. Please say stop when you want. Here, yes. So this will be your card, the 9 of clubs, but you have to sign it. So please open the marker. Okay. You tropearlo todo. Now you have to sign it at the back. Please sign it at the back. The bit signature. This is a very fast thing, you know. Okay, good. That's enough. You recognize? Yes. So now the 9 of clubs is a sign card, yes? But remember that you could choose any other card. For example, I don't know, for example, this one, or this one, or this one, any other card. You like this one, the 9 of clubs? Yes, it's good for you. Have you ever done magic before today? No? Have you ever done magic before? Say no. No. I have for you a little booklet with instructions about the trick. Here in the pocket, nothing in my hand. Watch. I don't know where is it because it's a very little booklet, so I have to be careful. I have it here. So, now, take it in your left hand, and now you will have to pass pages one by one, and you have to read the instructions aloud, so everybody can hear it, okay? And you will have to do everything what she is going to tell you. Okay, like this. We start very fast. Count the death as many times as you like. So that's enough. Thank you. The time is running, you know. Very good. Very good. Okay.
The card will now be in the exact position that a gentleman is going to name.
Another gentleman is going to name. Are you a gentleman? No, he's not. Are you a gentleman? Yes? Okay, please pass with him.
You, yes, you.
Yes, you, of course. Yes, you. Okay, right. Say any number, but a low number, please. 10. No, low number. 8. Good, 8. That one, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure?
Fine.
Fine, okay, good. So pass the page, please. And now?
Until you reach that number.
Count the card until you reach that number. I think, okay, 1, 2, very fast, it's a fast thing. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Let me take the card, and now?
Card face up.
Turn the card face up.
And applause.
No, just a minute. No, sorry. Please pass the pages.
Next page, please.
What's that? There is a card. Just a minute. Let me see. This is a card, but this is a 9 of club, and it is a 9 of club with holes. Is your signature? Yes. But as always, I like to mark the card. So, can you tell me a number, any number, please? 10. Y toma. Perfect. This is a Spanish joke, you know. A cheat always have to control the aces. Watch closely. The 4 aces, okay? Now, watch. 1, 2, 3. And 4. It's clear, it's fair, yeah? The 4 aces, yes? Now the aces are completely lost inside of the deck. I can find 1 ace because, but no more than 1 because they are separated. It's fair, it's not cheating. No. Sorry, but I cheat always have to control the aces. Sorry, but the aces are here. Thank you. Appearing is better. So, no repetition because we marked them before. Doesn't matter. And now I repeat it for you, especially for you. What's your name? Antonietta. Oh, yes, Antonietta. Spades, gloves, diamonds, etc. Okay? Now, watch. 4 aces, 4 sign aces. Slow motion this time. Watch. 1, 2, 3, and 4. This time I'm not going to cut. So this time you can say that this is very fair. Yes? No. I'm sorry because I said before, a cheat always have to control the aces. Sorry, the aces are here. Sorry. But I'm going to repeat it, especially for you. What's your name? Pascal. No more aces. No more cards. Here. The first one is going to be near here. So, sure? Yes, it's here. Watch. 1, 2, 3, and 4. This time on the table. I'm not going to do any move strength. So noise here, noise here, noise here, noise here. So this is very fair, yes? Sure? told me, I'll give you $1,000 if you can find the aces after I shuffle the deck. And he shuffled. But he shuffled face-up cards. This and face-down cards. Like this. Face-up and face-down. Always with, how do you say, glancing, outward movement. But no one time, many times he got the pack with the deck, two pack face-up, and he shuffled with, please, can you finish the shuffle, please? Can you do like this? In the same way that the spectator. Yes. Yes. Outward movement. Even if he took packs like this, he took the two packs at the same time and shuffled my deck. Face up, face down, un completo barullo de cartas. I said, okay, you shuffle my deck, and now I'm going to shuffle. Just one shuffle. Just one. I'm not sure. One shuffle. I think, I'm not sure. I said, I did it. The man asked me, what have you done? I said, remember that actually always have to control this has to be here and to control the four aces. You shuffle my deck face up and face down, but I just had to do like this, and now I think all the cards are in the same way. All the cards are now face down. And beside, as a tip, I've got to separate, I'm not sure, but I think all the red cards, yes, from all the black cards, the red and black completely you can see something strange because I've got to control the royal flush of the suit of spades, ace, king, queen, jack, and 10 of the suit of spades, and besides, of course, the royal flush of the suit of clubs, and the royal flush of the suit of hearts, and the royal flush of the suit of diamonds. Yellow, green, red, black, so these cards too, all the colors have different colors from the rainbow.